have 5 weeks off, so I'm just kind of here hanging with friends, sleeping on couches and hanging out in the mountains and just having a good time. Ride some mountain bikes, which I'm doing right now. We just came up into the hills. I love being here. I don't know if it's just the mountains or the people or everything, but it's kind of like a second home, or it's a place where I kind of want to keep on saying that I want to make my home every time I come here. Met up with Josh Hayes and a bunch of the dudes from NV Composites in Park City one day after the race.
I gotta get you a lit ticket. I already got it. And we gotta run down and get him some air.
I'm Chris. This is Joe. Joe. Hey, I'm Ronnie. Ronnie, Chris.
On the way up the chairlift, Josh and I just kind of got to shoot the shit a little bit and kind of reminisce about the race for the weekend.
Yeah, so then I was sitting up on
my bike gonna eat me?
I was sitting up on the tank like this the rest of the race, holding myself as far up against the tank as I could. In the last 2 laps, I was chasing Taylor and Aaron, and Dave Anthony was right behind.
We went on a mountain bike ride, rode the lift up. Super cool to ride with Josh and the Envy guys. One of our sponsors, Skullcandy, invited me over. So we went to check out their headquarters in Park City. We got the full technical side as well as, through the offices, their day-to-day stuff, all their distributing stuff. Like we pretty much got to see everything.
We came down here and
We got to see the 3D modeling, which was freaking awesome.
But we can grow an entire headphone in about 4 hours, and they come out of this ready to use. And so this is an example of an ear cup that we've grown in here.
Really?
Yep. It's pretty awesome. And it's completely functional, has audio.
We definitely got like the granddaddy of tours. They definitely spent some time with us. They took us into their video room.
This room's cool because we can create like those diverse sound fields.
And they kind of try to show me like basically what their inspiration is to make one of their new headphones, the Crusher. Yeah, that's great. It's like, it's not just something you hear, you also feel it. So it does make you feel like you're kind of in it. We hike up to Lake Blanche. It was I think it was like a 5-mile hike up there. It was pretty, it was cool. We got to the top there and there was like these 3 little lakes. It said no swimming, but we rode up to the top, basically the top of Park City to the Crest Trail, and it was friggin' beautiful up there. And then got down, rode some amazingly fun single track on the way down.
It's like the forbidden fruit.
Ready to move, you don't need to tell me to. I'm in the mood, no need for attitude. Like a fresh cut, I'm feeling pretty fresh. With the line on my friends say they wanna connect.
It was a pretty rad time. I had a fun time biking with Matt and Chelsea.
That was fast.
And then later that day, when we got done with that mountain bike ride, we went over to downtown Park City, rode our bikes into town, and we got there just in time to watch the finish of the Tour of Utah. It was cool. We got to see all the roadies come flying through the finish line. It was the last stage of the last day. My friend Cassidy, who I was staying with in Utah, hooked me up with 2 of his friends to go on an enduro ride one day. We rode up to Squaw Peak Canyon, and there were some dudes that were hang gliding off the top of there. And we kept on going and kind of came up with this plan that we're going to go to the top of Provo Peak. So the two dudes that I went with, I've never met them before. I didn't know what kind of riders they were or anything. I ended up being quite a bit faster than them, so I went ahead by myself. I climbed to the top of Provo Peak, hung out for a little bit, checked out the sights, tried to see if I could hear them, if I should wait for them, or what should I do.
Getting on top of the Wasatch. Park City that way.
And I thought I knew the trail that I was going down, and then I took a wrong turn somewhere. I got to one point that I came down this kind of rocky, rooty section, and my front wheel must have hit a rock or something, and it kind of like just ricocheted me off the trail, and now all of a sudden my bike is teeter-tottering on the side of this cliff. And it took me like 20 minutes to get that thing up. I barely had any water. I didn't prepare. I was preparing for like an hour and a half, 2 hour ride. My ride turned into almost 6 hours. I ended up hooking a left instead of the original right that I took. And I ran into some Boy Scouts.
Not lost anymore. You just follow this on down. It'll take you. Just keep going down and stay to your left.
They assured me that I wasn't lost, that I needed to follow this road for 7 miles down to the bottom to the town, and there I would hit a road and that would take me to the highway basically, and then just rode the highway all the way home. Two weeks after my race, Miller was holding the AMA Motocross Championship races there. Me and Cassidy and his dad all drove out to go check out the races. We kind of motored around on their scooters. They actually had the entire road circuit open. We burned a hot lap for a minute, which was pretty fun and kind of terrifying at the same time, being on the back of a scooter. It was cool. We got to hang out in the Red Bull hospitality area. They probably had the best seat in the house, right trackside next to this whoop section, which was unbelievably nuts being able to stand that close to those guys. I mean, you could just you could see their eyes as they were passing by. It was pretty amazing. Like they built this motocross track like one off, and they put it basically inside the road race track. And then we got to jump in the zip line and go to the top and get a cool perspective of the entire facility there.
What's it like in Kathmandu, Paramaribo, and Mogadishu? I'd like to understand what this world's all about. People are people, inside and out. The rich and the poor, the famous and the meek, the farmer and the banker, the prisoner and...
Good to see Cassidy back out on a motorcycle. I'm sure it's been a while. He went from being a professional supermoto racer and my teammate, sitting behind a computer every day. So it's good to get him out there. He's still super fast. And we just went and ripped some trails up in Provo Canyon, and we found some really, really fun stuff. Some fun descents and then some fun technical switchbacks that had these big kind of ruts and berms. You could almost hook up to them and they had it was almost a big berm. It was a good time. It was fun hanging out with them and riding. Utah was good to me. Definitely a place I could see myself living. I had so much fun there, just between riding mountain bikes, the road bikes, the enduro bikes, getting up, going for hikes, going swimming in these awesome glacier lakes up on the top of these mountains. It's just like non-stop exploring. Definitely a good time. Utah, you treated me well. Thank you.